Oh.
Did you pull it out?
No, I pushed it in.
I drank that entire thing of water if I don't pee right now.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Hey everybody, Kara's here today.
No, it has to be
Barbara
separate.
has to go pee.
Open the door.
It
It's
has
gonna
to be
feel
a
like
separate thing.
an
It's
amazing
a separate
world.
thing.
Oh my
We're in chaos. Okay. We have to start a podcast. So why don't I sing the intro? I feel like we don't know the intro enough
No.
to do that.
Welcome.
Welcome to Flawed
Flawed
Femmes.
Femmes.
Great job. Kara's here. Yay!
Sure.
Our guest is Kara Pavlidis.
You did that
was
beautiful.
Adorable.
Okay.
Adorable. Try again.
Pavlidis.
Closer.
Pavlidis.
So I grew up in Lee, New Hampshire. That's a good hint for you.
Pavlidis.
There
Pavlidis.
we go.
Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Kara, and we're at Granite
Fitness.
State Fitness.
Granite Fitness.
Which is...
Granite Fitness.
Oh, it's not Granite State?
No.
No.
You guys, I
That would make it
all the
uncool.
time, and it doesn't say state; it just says Granite Fitness. Well, this is good to know, guys. I was unaware. So we met Kara when we started. When did we start really hitting it hard here, Mo?
I feel like we've been here since November.
Okay, that's
Does that sound right?
no,
Just before Christmas?
no. We were here earlier.
Why aren't I fitter?
I want to say like super early. I mean, I think we've been here for 5 or 6 years. No, that's not true.
No,
at least a year.
I think about a year.
We work out, and mostly during a functional fitness class. But this is not like, when you're picturing a class, don't picture our class, because it's lifting and whatever, stuff like that, and we just go around in a circle. So anyways,
She made that sound real weird.
Okay, and so then we're like working out, whatever, and then there's the fittest,
Oh, yeah. She's crazy beautiful and
most
fit and amazing.
hottest body.
And she's like tattooed.
Tatted up. And so where I'm just like, what? Who the fuck is that girl? She's like, teaching
Obviously, she
everyone.
hates us.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
And at one point, I believe you were demonstrating a squat in front of us.
And I just quit and went home that day.
wearing like these like serious I don't know if they were like shorts. They were form fitted, and I was just like, Molly, let's fucking get out of here. I can't have
Give
that
up.
loss. Like,
Well,
I
it
can't.
ends up she actually worked really hard for it and knows all
Yeah.
sorts of things
And
about
she's
fitness.
like super, super nice. She's really smart. So I'm gonna read some of her stats, not all of them, because it's exhausting. We don't have that kind of time, you guys.
Do it. Hit
But
the highlights.
She has her BA in health science and nutrition from Keene State. Do you know that my husband was born and raised in Keene?
I did not.
And I played rugby in Keene.
Did you really?
And I went to a year of high school, 2 years of high school, 1 year of college, and 4 years of shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Have you gone to the Pumpkin Fest
Oh
thing?
yeah. Yeah.
Keene has this like off the hook Pumpkin Fest thing, which I have not been a part of, but apparently it's quite the
I don't
time.
know what happened since I left.
Yeah.
Oh, they shut it
It's
down.
no
Shut it
longer.
down
They
because things
did.
got really rowdy.
Yeah.
And then it moved somewhere nearby. I don't know the latest status.
Yeah,
of-
it's-
I feel like
not-
people want Pumpkin
But-
Fest.
Well,
So you're
anyways,
so
go
Keene.
answer. This is the part that we're probably gonna focus on. Licensed and registered dietitian nutritionist. Also, she is a certified functional strength coach, and she is assistant general manager, personal trainer, dietitian here at Granite Fitness.
It's all those
Oh,
things
yeah.
are true.
Drop it. Like, I don't have sound effects today, guys, so do.
That was a bad rim shot.
You know what? We're not discussing that shit. Okay? It's not that kind of podcast.
It's already been that kind of podcast.
It's exactly that
It's
kind of
been
podcast.
5 seconds. How did you end up at Granite?
Good question. So previous to COVID, I worked at Orange Theory Fitness.
Oh, I want Orange Theory to be an Orange Julius.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if anyone knows what an Orange Julius
when
is
it
anymore.
popped up everywhere, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Orange No.
We would get phone
not.
calls. People thought it was that walk in, and they'd be like, "Why are people working out here?" Yeah,
I love
in the
it.
first few years, because it came from it originated in Florida and made its way up here.
Oh,
First
oranges.
location was in
Oh,
Portsmouth.
okay.
So, long story short, I started at Orange Theory Fitness and worked there for 4.5 years.
Okay.
When COVID hit, that really changed the dynamic, the atmosphere, the
Absolutely. Yeah,
workout,
everything.
And we were closed for a month, and I had a month to assess my situation as, what do I see for myself? I kind of felt myself in a stagnant position in work. Couldn't move up. There wasn't a position to move up as a trainer there. If I wanted to move up as a position, it'd be sales, and I'd be sitting and calling,
Gross.
emailing. Yeah,
Peace
I
out,
don't do
Cub
that.
Scout.
Gross.
That's a no-go.
So I decided to leave there. It was the summer of, I guess, 2020, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I needed to find a gym to work out at, because I could just work out there for free. Great. So I tried a couple of places in the area and then stumbled upon here.
Okay.
And a girlfriend and I at the time came here, and we walked in, and Ian was sitting at the front desk, and we both looked at each other, and we're like, I've heard of you.
I know who you are.
A long story short, Ian went to Dover, I went to Oyster River. So we heard of each other. We were in the same area. So I joined as a member, and he had heard that, I trained functional fitness groups, and was like, hey, if you ever want to train here, let me know. And I had actually enjoyed the break. Orange Theory, so I was like, I'll let you know, but I'm really enjoying just not dealing with anywhere from like 12 to 42 people. I need a break from people. But then I was like, okay, I'll slowly start training one-on-ones here and there, but no group classes. And you guys know I don't the group classes.
She's not a group gal.
I feel like you've covered a class once.
I have a couple.
You covered a class and you were like
on your end.
you just weren't ready for all our shit. We're
you guys are a
definitely
lot.
full of shit all the
Probably
time.
was like 5 coffees to sort
Of-
to be ready to handle. So yeah, that's how I found Granite. It just was a gym that I stumbled upon, and ended up, we didn't have the expansion at the time.
Still, it was like half the size.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, it's cool. It's got all I want. I jump on things, med balls to throw, and weights to lift. So this is great. Sign me up.
And one of the things that's really so nice about Granite is that it is a privately owned. It's not a chain.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you go into, there's so many chains and they feel really corporate and it shows. And I
even
love
when places are not chains, they're owned by corporations. They are also very different. So it's like, it's a much more like mom and pop feel here, and it's definitely like a gym you can work out in, and there's no aerobics.
Well, Barbara and I were at a gym when they got taken in under a large corporate group.
Yeah.
And you know what the first thing they did was? Put TVs everywhere. You could not look anywhere without seeing a TV.
Whoa.
And it was amazing. All the freeway areas had TVs. It was kind of a small thing, but it changed the gym somehow in some really fundamental way. And we all were like, what is up with all the TVs? Something about it lost that feeling of community. And it was just come in, get your stuff done, watch the TV, don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
It happened really fast.
So how did you go into the general manager? Because obviously they needed your help. I mean,
I wasn't going to
the
say
boys.
myself.
Yeah. I'm 100% going to say not only are they boys, there's a little bit, I feel like I'm
Heart of gold. Heart of gold.
I think it was more just the business group. I came on in terms of like, I'll help out. I'll handle the front desk and help out hiring and that and the scheduling side of things and gathering, the back end, like all the materials and, run a target for stuff and do that side of stuff. Cause I have the time. I have
Well, and there have been, and I will say that I can support this, there have been many a times where I've needed different products, and Kara is immediately provides for me. So
wait, products for cleaning?
You know what?
For cleaning?
Sometimes I clean here.
It sounded like you were. I was like, don't you have an IUD? Geez. Like, it sounded like you were out of tampons.
It did sound like I was out of tampons, guys.
Well, you know, is Jake gonna know what kind of tampons?
It's true. It's true.
He's not.
We need some girls.
Sure.
Exactly. You need a woman on staff. But
and how many people do you like? What's the break up? Personal training versus dietitian stuff, or do you find a lot of not turnover? Do you find a lot of connection? You'll be training someone, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I could use some help with eating," and then you kind of go into that, or
good question. Yeah. So I would say I train about 60%, and then I have about 40%. Nutrition clients, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the nutrition clients actually come to me from word of mouth based on previous people that I've worked with.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
That makes sense.
Wonderful, yeah. So, leaves less work on me to go and find people.
Yeah.
So some that, come with that. And then, in terms of with my training clients, we talk about anything under the sun. As long as they're open, and most of them are, it's like I'm their personal therapist too. So I get to know them, which is wonderful. Yeah. And so then I'll just me being the dietitian and knowing how important food is for proper function and movement, as well as sleep, as well as their stress, all that stuff. I'll ask them, hey, what'd you have for lunch? What was your last meal? What was the last time you ate? And I've heard all the things of, I haven't eaten since breakfast, and I haven't had a client at 3 p.m. I'm like,
I just found out that I'm getting bigger because I'm starving. That's what I just found out.
That's horrible.
Well, it's because I don't eat all day, and I'm thinking, and I'm always have in the back of my mind, like, I should fasting or something. That's what middle-aged women do, is they fast. And so then it's 3:00 and I haven't eaten. So I am that client. And then the hormonal person that I was working with, Dr. Whitney, who's been on the show, she said, hey, so that slows your metabolism down.
I like to say you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So you feel less like a dummy. But I think nutrition is the hardest thing that we have to deal with as adults. One, because a lot of us didn't take a nutrition course in school.
Doctors don't really either. They barely do any nutrition, which is wild.
Bare minimum. And then 2, if you took some sort of nutrition course, it was bare minimum. Maybe you had a class in like high school where you cook things.
Oh
like
yeah,
home ec.
Home ec.
That's so fun. Maybe today we made banana bread.
I actually kind of wish we still had home ec, because
I do too.
It was how you did laundry, how to grocery shop, how to sew on a button.
Life lessons.
So when it comes to you don't know what you don't know, I use that a lot, because a lot of people think that badly about themselves, poorly about themselves. When they hear what I start to educate them on, they're like, oh my gosh, I should have been doing that, and I should have been doing this, and where do I start? And we have to focus. It's important to focus on our own nutrition multiple times a day. It's not like one meal and then you're great and you're healthy, right? It's maybe 3 meals.
But why? Why can't it just be? Why can't I go to the gym once and be fitter?
Here's the thing that I've always had large issues with. You can't out-train a bad diet. And that, my friend, is bullshit.
Boo! Hiss!
I don't like that fact one bit. And then someone on Instagram or something said that you're in the gym for an hour or 2 a day, and all the rest of the hours you're eating and or not eating. So, these are all things that are very unfortunate, and I don't care for them.
We used to say, so Barbara and I did a physique challenge. We did a couple of them back in the day. We've talked about it on the show before. During that, they would say, good abs are made in the kitchen.
Which is my least favorite.
I too do not enjoy that phrase. Good abs are made in the kitchen. Anyhow, long story short, we also referred at that time as we feel like it broke a lot of people's relationship with food.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, do you see that on the other side too, where people are doing these really extreme eating to get results? And
yeah, it's anything from tracking your macros to any diet, keto, you name it, Atkins, Beachbody, Weight Watchers. Your relationship with food runs deep. And it's personal. It's personal. And I think the unfortunate thing about food and us nowadays is that we have so many outside sources, Instagram, TikTok, and the way people are talking about food, the verbiage, bad for you, good for you, healthy, not healthy, should not, that creates and can create a really poor relationship with food, whereas you feel going out to dinner with a girlfriend, or you're on a date, or you're at a cookout or a holiday, that immediately stems up anxiousness, nervousness, stress in the body, where you go into that meal not at all excited to be around the people, you're only thinking about the food. So yeah, going through a physique, I'm sure, were you guys using an app or something in terms of tracking your food?
We were, and we only had chicken. Salmon,
and I mean, we were tracking everything. There was a lot of conversation around cheat meals, which I feel like that language around food is really destructive. Cheat meals, like, somehow, if you're doing this one,
I like to say nowadays I have cheat weekends. An entire weekend. She's holding it.
But this idea that you're sneaking this food, or you would binge so hard on food during those cheat meals. You would just eat everything. Even if you felt uncomfortable or gross or anything, you'd be like, this is my one time I get to eat. And that's not a good habit.
I just hate tracking food. Ugh. Okay, sorry. So go ahead.
With what? Is there a question in there?
What? Was there a question?
I don't know.
Well, I like this because I agree. The cheat meals creates that block of between you and the food that you really love, right? And if we as human beings want to enjoy life, we want to enjoy all the foods that we love, whether it is beneficial to how we go about our days, giving us energy, helping us move properly, the right way, however we do it, the way we do it that we like to do it, whether it fulfills our soul and improves our longevity, the list goes on and on. So
I'm just so you know, I'm making an appointment after this, because if there's a way for me to have a bagel
to feed your soul
every goddamn day, that's happening in my life. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely. So that's something that I talk a lot to. I work with mostly females. I worked with some males, but I would say 80% of the clientele I see are women. Anywhere from the age of how young your daughter is to upwards of maybe 60s, mid-60s. I'll start a consultation with really getting to know the person inside and out throughout their childhood in terms of how are meals with your families,
my God.
Who cooks the meals, what kind of foods did you eat. How did your parents talk about meals, and how did your, a lot of times moms. A lot of times it's, my mom used to talk about how she's got to be on this diet and she's got to fit into these jeans.
Oh, especially boomers. The boomer generation. They are real. I mean, our parents' generation was like, you gain no more than 25 pounds when you are pregnant.
Yeah.
Like a pregnancy, you should only gain 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And
so the book
which
says,
is insane.
The book. Or they say.
They say. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your train of thought. I love that you talked about food as also feeding your soul. Like, what an awesome way to think about it. There's this book. I'll totally bring it in.
It's juicy.
I'll totally bring it in for you because you might be interested in it. It's called The Last Supper, and it's interviews with chefs. Have you heard of it?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's interviews with chefs from around the world, and it asks them, if you could have one last meal, what would it be? And you have everything from someone saying that they would just have a cup of tea in the middle of a public square with everyone walking around them, to like really elaborate meals with friends and family. They name who cooks, who makes it.
Yeah.
They talk about whether or not they make any piece of it or if they have anyone else cook for them.
I'm going to be really stuck on this stupid cup of tea.
Yeah.
Whoever says that.
I know. Well, but it's also, it's so beautiful because they're like feasting on the beauty of, and it was a really particular place where there's beautiful architecture and like lots of, and they're just like, they're filling their soul with all,
tea?
No, with the human experience.
Oh,
food is an experience too, right? It's
food.
not just tasteful, but you know, like think about when was the last time you went to an event or had friends over or went to some whether it was a work event or went to a friend's place and there wasn't food.
Oh.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait.
Can you get together without food? Yeah.
Hold on. When was the last time
you got together
with friends
and there was no food?
We went to a social event
and there was no no drink?
No food.
No food.
No. I mean, that's not
cultural.
That's not real.
Usually it's what can I bring, right? Usually I text your ass up or what can I bring?
Always.
So yeah, food's an experience. The relationship that we have with whatever food it is, whether it may be chicken salad, burgers and french fries, pizza, brownies, sundaes, how your history with that source of food, how your experience with it has been leading up to that point will lead you into whether it is a positive or negative experience. It's going to impact you. Your past experiences with foods impacts your current behaviors and habits with food.
Wow.
Which totally makes sense, right? But so when you work with someone, say, does your advice and or guidance change from what age people are? Because we're all about life in full bloom. So does it change based on young kid versus woman in menopause?
Not so much, because I want kids to experience and enjoy life being kids, right? So if a kid wants to either gain weight or depending on their goals and activity levels, and they love to eat out at Subway and Chipotle, and right, they love steak and French fries, that's great. I want them to continue enjoying that food. I'm not going to say, all right, kid, just because you're 15 and you've got 30 pounds to lose means you're going to cut all these foods that you love.
Right.
Imagine what that's going to do to that kid.
Yeah.
Right? And same thing with women who are either perimenopausal, postmenopausal, or even just in their 30s and 40s right before that phase in their life. Same thing. So I'm more about adding food that is going to benefit their goals, whether it is gaining lean muscle, losing body fat, sleeping better, having more energy, regulating their hormones. I don't like to use the word balancing hormones, I like regulating them. I think that sounds more appropriate to how the body works. And then it comes down to really understanding, okay, the reason why you go towards said food. So I don't know, I've had brownies in my mind for a while.
You did say brownie Sunday.
Example, right? So brownies are something that you enjoy having after every dinner. Every night you're sitting on the couch and you're like, I want a brownie. And you sit there and eat it and you're watching your favorite TV show and you're getting sucked into it, and then all of a sudden the brownie's gone and you go for another one. And you go for, you're right.
Because you weren't present.
Because you weren't present with your food. Whether the person, my client, is 15 or 30 or 50, I talk a lot about making mealtime. And, because think about it. You made your workout in here. You were focused 60 minutes on your workout. Your kid comes home and tells you about how they kicked ass in their soccer game, and you're like stoked and psyched for them, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And so you focused on that moment when your kid was talking to you. You get called in by your boss and you have a meeting with your boss. Okay, your focus is on that meeting. But why don't we do that? Why don't we do the same
thing? And then you pull out dinner and eat it in front of the TV.
Or you're talking to your girlfriend on the phone.
Oh my gosh. My family fights me because I like to sit at the dinner table. And I would say during the summer, I tend to lose that.
I was just going to say during the summer, I'm pretty lax about it.
During the week, during the school year, during the week, every night, unless it's a holiday or Fridays and Saturdays, we don't.
Oh my God, but phones while eating. Phones while eating sneaks in.
Yeah.
That is,
with your family?
I find that with my family is that the phones while eating, and generally it's not necessarily when we're sitting down together, but we might all get up at different times during, so every single person is on their phone while they're eating breakfast because every person got up at a different time. Same thing with lunch. You know?
I'm crazy about that for dinner, but let me tell you, breakfast and lunch.
That's what I'm saying. Breakfast and lunch are a little bit wild card. Yeah. That's for sure.
So, do you do anything about it?
Well, I'm going to begin to do something.
Right after this.
After this podcast.
It is definitely it's challenging, especially so going down this road of really trying to understand menopause and the hormonal change in my body, at least. Like, I have started really diving deep into the things that I should do, things that I shouldn't, according to everyone else. And so one of the things is that I heard fasting for women who are in perimenopause and menopause is, for any amount of time, is a really bad idea, and that it does not make any change in our body in a positive way like it does in a male body necessarily. And so it was saying that, like, the worst thing you can do is caffeinated fasted workout, which
I do every single day.
I did for 5 years. Was drink a cup of coffee, go work out, and then not eat until like 11.
And that is what our mothers modeled. It's like, just don't eat.
Yeah.
Don't eat. And
absolutely.
And I have even seen, this came up in the context of me asking my doctor, like, should I consider a GLP one or whatever, and she said, that's going to slow down your metabolism. And I was like, well, but isn't that how you lose weight now? And her perspective was like, look, you've already slowed it down so much by just not eating. That's going to make it even slower, which is going to be an even bigger problem when you try and go off of it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. And they're not like this miracle answer. How that is affecting your dietitian,
nutrition stuff.
So I actually, since being dietitian in a gym, right, I'm not in a hospital.
That's true.
I work with, I enjoy the clients that I work with because they see the benefit of moving and eating better for their life, longevity, and what they like to do for activity. So that's one of the reasons why I turned down any opportunity to work in a clinical setting, because I found that in my dietetic internship, people were just like, all right, help me, where's my fix, my quick
What's
fix?
my pill?
My quick fix so I can get out of here and keep doing stuff.
Give me my pill.
Who doesn't like a quick fix?
Fucking sucks. You gotta work hard for it. So anyways, I actually only worked with one client, currently taking GLP-1. But I would, so I would agree. It's an appetite suppressant, and yes, it does slow down your metabolism. And I think, Hollywood and all them famous ladies, they're making it sound like it's Ozempic, right? Like the best thing for you, the easiest thing for you. And who doesn't like the sound of something easy?
Yeah, just take a pill and it all is magically fixed.
But then when you get to that end point, how good do you feel? How confident do you feel in yourself? Probably not that confident as compared to if you worked your butt off
to get there.
6 months.
Absolutely.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Then you feel more respect for yourself because you put in the hard work. You gain more self-love for yourself. You have more confidence, and it just feels better. So I more so appreciate the person who comes to me and is ready to accept their current state and ready to learn more and understand that, again, the same thing is you don't know what you don't know, but everything leading up to that point is, okay, now today's day one, let's learn something new on how I can better myself, and understand that the term consistency will come into conversation with my clients a lot. Right. And I have a couple of clients who've viewed consistency as same as perfection. What is perfection?
Guilty. Present company.
You inside of this brain of mine?
I could be.
Wow, that is great. Consistency is not perfection.
Oh, she's writing it down. She's writing it down.
What is even perfection? What is that? It's nothing. I think
but that's the tendency of like, oh, I miss a day at the gym, or I eat a dessert and now everything's ruined.
Yep, I ruined the week. I ruined the day. I'm gonna just I suck, right? All of these words, self, that negative talk comes into play. And then we say, oh, I'm just going to start over on Monday. Or maybe this way that I tried it didn't work, so I'm going to try it this way. Right. So consistency really is each day, are you doing something that's benefiting your health that you enjoy? Whether it is increasing your water, and maybe it's just 8 ounces. Maybe it's just 8 ounces more. Great. Small win. Check that off. Maybe it's, adding a piece of fruit to my bagel and cream cheese. Awesome. Right, there's your small win. So taking that and working with it and running with it, rather than being like, well, I didn't get the water that I know I should drink. I didn't eat 3 meals a day. I only had one because I was so busy and I forgot because I was driving my kids to school and then to sports and then I had to go to work, right? And so we view those as mistakes and we view them as failures most of the time. I'm just throwing out assumptions and things, but
absolutely,
that's what I gather. And then that's where we start to feel poorly about ourselves, make it harder for ourselves to improve upon where we are.
And I just want to be specific too that with all of us in context do believe that GLP-1s have a role to play in some people's health who are experiencing medical difficulties and stuff. But there is like this set of us who might have 20 or 30 pounds and that's not so just if you are taking a GLP-1, that this is not to discourage you in any way. But one of the other things I wanted to ask about is our age folks. We have a couple friends who've started to talk about how they're experiencing bone loss, and that is of course quadrupled, so a GLP-1 can make that worse. And
it can?
Yeah, so what happens is you lose from everywhere, right? So if you're not doing weight-bearing exercises and you're not doing proper protein, right, proper nutrition, then your GLP-1 can accelerate bone loss. And so that's why, and I mean, is this something that you've been hearing about in your circles?
Yeah, very, very, like I said, very little. I don't focus a ton. I don't know a ton on GLP-1, bare minimum. So that's why there it is, making sure you're getting enough protein, getting enough calories, getting enough nutrients through a multivitamin, supplementing extra with calcium, vitamin D. Yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen for the young women that are doing it. Like the Hollywood sort of set that's in their 20s. That is, I wonder how that's going to play out.
Like 10 or 15 years is the longest that it's been around. So my concern for my body is, do I want to be a little chubby or have cancer and die? I'm going to take chubby.
Wow, radical.
Well, she went right to the extreme on that. Right to the extreme on that.
If you have a GLP, I'm not saying that you're going to have cancer and die. However, I mean, really, I look at this as, I believe, stay with me, I believe abortion is a right. However, I always was the double safety kid. So I always had whoever I was with, a couple people, I always had them wear condoms and I always took birth control because I myself could never deal with that choice, right? Yeah. So I myself wouldn't be able to take a GLP because I'd be so fearful in the future. I mean, hopefully I never have any kind of illness again. But if something were to happen in the future, that's always going to be in the back of my mind, right? Oh.
And we're a little extra paranoid because we both had estrogen-sensitive stroke situations. So like estrogen made our strokes worse, or in my case, because the way that it worked out. So anytime we take a medication, birth control, so that was birth control related, definitely.
How do you know mine was birth control related? What are you, a doctor? What is this, Dr.
I
Molly?
was here for episode 3. So it made it, in your case, maybe that would have happened down the road, but it definitely didn't help. So we're both kind of paranoid about taking stuff because essentially we won the lottery of side effects, right? And so you know that in some cases, the worst case scenario does happen. We like try to be really informed, but here's the other thing, as we've evidenced already, already in this podcast and throughout what is happening in the world today, is that the internet and social media has provided an absolute fire hose of information that you can just basically just drink from. You can just shove your head all the way into the information and have a different and you can have a different perspective every day. Does that happen with your clients?
90 grams of protein.
Do your clients come in and say, so do people come in and say, like, I heard this and I heard this and maybe I shouldn't?
I have one client who's notorious for, well, I saw on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
She says to me, I wish you had TikTok. I wish I did.
Foreshadowing for you, I'm that girl. Except mine is Instagram. Like, I read on Instagram. Oh, I heard on a podcast that I'm supposed to have 750 grams of protein every minute.
Every minute of every day.
Sleep 8 hours a day.
And we have,
lift heavy.
I teach in like a communications field, and we definitely have that. When we read something, our first line of defense is a bullshit detector, and we're real bad at it as humans. And we
are real bad at it.
We have like that sounds right. We have this like, that sounds right. And if it sounds kind of right to us, we're not going to fact check it. We're going to be like,
favorite.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. That sounds right.
Right.
I don't allow myself to purchase anything that Instagram is selling me. God, I'm such a whore.
You are so lying. We had Kevin Hart protein.
I didn't finish until I look it up on Trustpilot, and I know if are they even real or not first, and then I'll look. But anyways. So is there a connection between your physical training and diet? I shouldn't even call it diet, and food.
And food. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to move good, you've got to feed good. Okay. That was the first time I said that. That sounded kind of cool.
Yeah. I thought it was something you said all the time.
If you want to make a t-shirt that says that, I'll buy it.
Okay, cool.
I'll buy it.
But it's true. You can only take movement so far, to the point where you start to not feel any better, or maybe not make any quote-unquote gains, right? So in the beginning of your strength training experience, you might start to, obviously experience soreness and things like that, but that will kind of make its way through, and then you'll start to feel a little bit more energy, and then you'll hit a point of, okay, I'm seeing the scale maybe go down, because a lot of people do want to start to see that in the beginning, but then you'll hit a little bit of a plateau, and then kind of realize, oh, what am I missing? And this formula that's going to help me take it to the next level of where I want to go. And the food is going to be that answer. So
this is so correct.
The most annoying
this is the worst news.
She's absolutely right.
I know.
I feel like I know all the things. You were saying you don't know what you don't know. I think I do know.
You just block it out?
I just don't do it.
So then if
I
you were my client,
eating shit and drinking.
If you were my client, I'd ask you, why don't you feel like doing it?
Well, because I think we established I love brownies.
Why do you love brownies?
Because they taste yum. Me?
How do you feel after you eat brownies?
I usually don't like over. I would say my issue is not overeating. I've never. Well, let's dial that in. I won't eat a bag of chips, or I won't have. I think my portions are larger than a normal. When my mother-in-law first moved in, a little over a year ago,
are you gonna eat all that?
Are you eating all of that?
Oh, I love that she said that to you.
Are you eating all of it? Who is that for?
Are you being sarcastic or
No, I love it.
Just me.
I've got first of all, a lot of women undereat. We undereat. Okay, we think that we should get, I'll say the classic 1,200 calories a day, and that's going to help us. But no, especially when it comes to perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, we need more food. But here comes the hardest part, is the ratio of the nutrients that's on your plate.
Right.
That's the hardest part. A lot of the times it is more refined carbohydrates than our body needs in that moment, or even based on our activity levels. A lot of times it's higher in fat. I mean, fat makes food taste so good.
It really does.
So good. And then it's lacking in protein. So starting out with a client, that's actually something I'll talk about in the first session is, okay, I'll draw them a plate and I'll tell them, okay, so your goal is to lose body fat and gain muscle. So here's the portions that I want you to start working towards. Because obviously if tomorrow you did this exact thing, well, one, you probably wouldn't be eating all the food because protein, I'm most of the time increasing clients' protein intake. Like, because protein is...
Yeah, where do you even get that? I'm drinking so for example, I've had nothing to eat today. I'm drinking a protein shake. And 3 hours from now, I'm going to eat an entire bag of chips and French onion dip because I haven't eaten all day and now I've only had whatever protein was in the shake.
Right.
So what your question is, where do you get protein?
Yeah, where does it come from? How do I work it into my situation?
Chicken.
Protein sources come from meat. Yep. So chicken, beef, pork, lamb, bison. You got fish and seafood, shellfish, yogurt. So Greek yogurt is hot on the press these days. Cottage
fudge. I bought fudge.
I just heard though that you're not.
I haven't eaten it yet.
I just heard from them that you're not supposed to have dairy.
Who's them?
Exactly.
Well, we have this amazing yoga teacher. Oh, we should have her on the podcast. What are we fucking thinking? Why haven't we have Bethany? Okay. And we took us to, after yoga class, 2B's patisserie, which is
that was ridiculous,
so lovely. And Barbara said something along the lines of like, I'm gonna splurge and have this pastry, this French pastry, and we were like, yeah, we're being so bad, whatever you're not supposed to say. And then Bethany was like, well, I would put to you that coming here and having real food made with real flour, real sugar, real butter, everything, whole food, that if you're going to have extra items that you hadn't planned on, that you should have this lovely food made from real ingredients. And then we were like, shut up, Bethany, you don't know anything.
Listen, you guys, I did silence my phone before. It is my husband. Kara, I think I can hear you breathing.
Sorry, I'm a heavy breather. I'm probably a lot like my cat. I thought he had asthma. He's just a wheezer.
Oh.
Yeah. You know how they say dog owners look like their dogs?
Yeah.
Maybe I sound like my cat. I don't know.
My gosh. That might be my new favorite thing.
One of
my cat is deaf. So I probably do.
That's probably
sound
why
you don't
yell
listen.
That's
so
probably
much.
why I'm so loud, guys.
You're so loud. And you don't listen. This morning, one of the reasons I was late is our cat Walter wants to go on the walks with the dogs. Anyhow,
He's super slow.
He was followed by a cat while on the walk, and it caused this whole thing. This other cat, which was a bizarro version of our cat because he's an orange cat, but then this like lighter orange cat came and followed him and was stalking him, and then they met in the street and everything. I took a video.
Did they fight?
Well, it ends up Walter was, bring it. And the other cat was Halloween Kitty, everything. And I'll show you the video.
It's pretty amazing.
We were talking about eating real food.
You know, coming back to the whole foods concept is when you give your body enough nutrients from whole foods, it's not going to yell at you in Spanish that it's craving a bag of chips and French onion dip, for example, because you're going all morning long lacking calories, protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals, and then I say your body yells at you in Spanish because my joke is our body tells us what it wants, but we don't know what it's saying, and so it comes out as a
I thought you said that because you definitely wanted tacos.
Literally, like,
so it's a different language.
As soon as she stops talking, I'm going to ask her what the fuck this Spanish thing is all about. My hermano.
Exactly.
That means brother, guys. Sorry.
I took French. I don't know what
Oui, bien.
No.
Cool.
No.
Je m'appelle Barbara.
There you go.
Means.
A toi?
A two? Isn't it A2?
No, it's a toi.
Why?
Et toi.
I have a hard time.
I definitely thought it was yelling in Spanish because it wanted tacos, which my brain would be yelling at me that I wanted tacos.
They even have signage at their house
delicious.
that says like...
I have a sign that says, "You can't please everyone. You're not a taco." Tacos are delicious.
That's good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like in a way advocating for yourself kind of thing. That's what I worked with a client in terms of like saying no.
Right.
Because she found that, you know, she was taking care of all these other people and grab me this, do me this, cook me that, take me out, blah, blah, blah. And then there was no time for her, no energy for her. So whether
that happens.
Just, like have a frozen pizza or, you know.
Exactly.
That's the theme of our podcast because that's what happens. We are doing everything for everyone. And you can't drink from an empty cup. And that's what happened. And I'm the biggest offender of that, where I've made sure made sure everyone's taken care of, and then I'm eating dinner over the sink, like 3 slices of cheese and a spoonful of peanut butter. And
I've seen it.
Because you can't do everything.
You shouldn't be able to do everything.
Excuse me.
I think honestly, I think that society, Instagram, this culture, the way that we're going, the speed at which everything is taking us, right? Like think about how I have a lot of clients who don't get a lunch break, or if they try to block off a lunch break, they'll get a meeting blocked over it.
Absolutely.
So they're in Zoom meetings at home all day long from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or maybe even before and after that. And they don't get 1 second to themselves.
Oh, I'm totally guilty of booking meetings through lunch.
We're expected to do more in less time and maybe even work more hours, like work into the weekend. And so then you're sacrificing your own sleep. You're sacrificing your own time to regain your own energy so you can perform at your best. Then that leaves you again drained and not like you'll say, "I don't give a fuck," right?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you
pizza.
guys, I literally say I don't give a fuck so many times.
Well, and there's the new movement that lovely creator started, the We Don't Care Club for women in Paris. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
It's in the menopause circles, and it's the We Don't Care Club.
We Don't Care Club.
We'll tag that creator because she's so amazing, and she just reads a list of things that we don't care about. And Barbara sent me one today.
Kara can't relate because she's 12 and a half years old.
Yes, and
turning 13 next month.
Yeah.
Mom's getting me a big party. A pool party.
Okay, so what can we tell folks who are listening? What can they walk away with, far as if you are trying to address your journey? And we're listening to the internet, we're looking at all the wrong things. What are like a couple of good steps to start working towards a healthier way of living, a healthier mindset about food? Like, what can we walk away with?
Great question. So, assuming that most of the people that listen to your podcast are women.
They are. So, women between the ages of 40 and
sweet spot.
Yeah, that's like 75% of our. There are a couple of boys over like in the 50s who listen, and then a couple of guys in their 20s.
Yeah, and my husband does.
And then a couple of younger women. That's the majority of our group.
Okay. So first thing is, wake up in the morning. My suggestion is drink water first. Because
damn it, Dr. Whitney said that too.
Dr. Whitney was like, drink a glass of water.
Well, you're coming out of a dehydrated state for however many hours you slept.
Oh, and I'm a mouth breather too, so my lips are super dry. I'm like,
but can you, for real, I just would like us to mic drop a little bit on this, because that is something I can wrap my brain around, that you're in a dehydrated state because you're literally not drinking. Of course you're not.
6 to 9 hours, right?
Yeah. You guys, something just clicked.
It clicked.
So first thing, drink water. I'm not going to say drink, X amount of water, maybe just 6 ounces to start, depending on, some people just hate the taste of water. Some people love it and they can't get enough. So whatever works for you, just drink water. Second to that is take in some sort of nutrition, whether it is your pre-workout snack or your breakfast or some protein powder in your coffee or in milk, but get some sort of nutrition in within 30 to 60 minutes upon waking.
Oh, so not 4 to 5 hours after waking.
Not 7 hours later. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. You want to view your body like a fire when you go outside and you're going to create a bonfire or you're camping, right? Your metabolism's like a fire. Okay, so you start building that fire with little sticks and logs and, you know, crumpled up newspaper, stuff like that, and you light that fire. That's your first part of your day with whatever your meal is or whatever nutrition you're giving yourself. Okay, that's meal nutrition 1. That flame is gonna burn for however many hours, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 hours tops, but then it starts to die down. What do you have to do? You have to rebuild that fire. You have to drink give yourself
alcohol.
More
okay.
food. Alcohol comes later.
What a great visual.
I like visuals.
Yeah.
I'm a big visual learner myself.
The figurative language really nails it.
Yeah.
Body's like a fire. So that flame is going to burn best with high protein. So numbers wise, I'm not a big numbers fan.
It's hardwood.
I'll throw it out. 30 to 50 grams of protein should be ideal in the morning. Okay. But protein has the highest thermic effect of food, which means that it takes your body the most calories to digest, metabolize, break down, absorb. Okay.
Wait, can you say that again?
Yeah.
Highest thermic effect of food.
Thermic? What does that mean?
How long it takes to burn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Compared to carbohydrates, compared to fats.
Okay, so it's like putting a big log on your fire.
Yeah. That's your big chicken breast.
You lay a big log
Full circle around the campfire.
Oh.
So high protein focused in the morning, okay? Not only does it have that high caloric burning effect when you're digesting it and absorbing it, but it also gives you energy. Protein gives you energy. Yeah, good sleep can give you energy. Hydrating yourself can give you energy. Fats also give you some sort of energy. Same thing with carbs. But protein is the number 1 in terms of really energizing that body in the morning, okay? It also helps in maintaining the muscle mass, and we need to focus on that as we get older as women. We're more likely to lose it. So, and it also helps in building your lean muscle mass too. Okay. So high protein focused in the morning. Then I would suggest that the focus for each meal would be that same amount of protein in every meal. So in order to keep your fire burning throughout the day is protein in the morning, protein midday, protein maybe an afternoon snack.
Wow.
So that's
she is making a whole lot of sense here.
Well, that's why I mentioned it's the most annoying thing we have to do as adults, right? Like I've had a couple clients, and I don't know if it kind of sounds like you'd agree, Molly, but I had a client say, if there was a pill I could take just once in the morning that would give me everything I needed to succeed and be healthy and live long, then I would do it.
I wouldn't fucking do it. I love food.
So do I. I was kind of disappointed when I heard that. But everyone's background with food's different, right? I grew up with a family who loved to cook. My dad baked bread. My mom made all these delicious meals. So I'm
Italian, so
there we go.
I definitely grew up in more of a sneaking food house. So, we didn't have very many treats in the house, and I would spend my lunch money on cookies and things like that because
sounds so healthy.
I know. But it's the whole I think sugar is tough thing to wrestle with.
Yeah. So my next suggestion was going to be whole foods win.
Yeah.
Okay. Whole foods win. I'm not about counting calories. I'm not about tracking your food. I'm not about trying to get X amount of this and that. That's why I draw a plate diagram and I say I want your your portion of protein to be this. I want your portion of carbs to be this, and then your portion of fruits and vegetables to be this. Because if you give your body enough nutrients that it needs from whole foods are number 1, more filling, and more satiating because they're higher in fiber and they're higher in vitamins and minerals compared to processed food. And with that, they're going to be less in calories. So, you're going to have a harder time eating however many 500 calories of sweet potato versus 500 calories.
But FYI, Whole Foods is, guess what, you guys? Whole Foods, it's a lot of fucking work.
Oh,
sometimes, preparing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't you gotta listen, if you want a nice fire, then you're gonna have to spend the time to make a correct pit.
You gotta gather wood.
You guys,
I'm going to agree with
Okay.
because I think, again, part of what this culture has brought upon us is that a meal has to be a specific recipe where we're creating it for 30 minutes and then we finally sit down and then we start. A meal doesn't have to be 15 to 20 ingredients. A meal can be
this is unacceptable.
3 ingredients. A meal could be 3 ingredients. You could grab yourself some ground beef and saute that in a pan with grass-fed butter. Then you can take a sweet potato, and hey, if you're crunched on time, you poke it with a fork so it don't blow up in the microwave. You microwave that for 4 to 5 minutes. You got yourself mashed sweet potato. Add it to the ground beef.
That sounds really easy.
And then say you got a bag of frozen broccoli in the freezer. You take that frozen broccoli out, you microwave it, top that on, and then maybe you've got some.
But
I actually want that now.
But I want to tell everybody that's too much work to do. And you're just, but then when it's not too much work, then I have to make choices. Hold on, I just want to ask this really quick question before you ask your question and we wrap it up. My other question is, can you trade your like sweet potato for some Sauvignon Blanc? Like, is that
good question?
What role does alcohol play in nutrition? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Always.
All right.
So here comes have you ever heard of 80%?
Yes.
20?
Damn it! That keeps coming up.
So listen, it puts it in perspective though, right?
Yeah.
Because if we want to live healthy and long, right, and you want to live to see your kids have grandkids or whatever your goals are for a long, happy life, you want to move well, you don't want to be 70 years old, having help to go to the bathroom and have your pants pulled down, all that fun stuff, right? You want to stay independent for as long as possible.
Yeah.
At least people in this gym, I probably assume that because everyone comes in here focused on their health in some
right.
Yeah.
If you want to live happy, you've got to, obviously it's important to eat to fuel the body properly for that. But we're also human beings. We're not robots. So there's that 20% of alcohol, sweets, candies, chips that I call soul food. So 20% of the time we're going to enjoy a glass of wine. 20% of the time we're going to have a couple of beers,
a bottle of wine,
okay? 20% of the time it is a pastry out after yoga class or after you go work out, you grab yourselves a donut instead. Yeah. Great, that's fine. But are you doing that every single day? If so, then that becomes a situation where you have to ask yourself, is this something that benefiting my future, my future self? And the hardest thing about changing your habits on nutrition is that some of those habits we've been doing for 10, 20, 30 years. So it's hard to break. It's really, really, really hard to break habits.
Or like 48.
And it's uncomfortable. Who here likes to get uncomfortable? When you're uncomfortable, it's stressful, it's anxious, right? I mean, this summer, how many people, maybe you guys included, were like complaining about 90-degree heat?
It was warm.
But wait, the second we get snow, are you going to start complaining about how cold you are?
Yes.
So
Yes, I am.
Us human beings, and that's okay. Us human beings, right? As long as you know you're doing it. Us human beings, we just love to complain about how uncomfortable we are.
It's true. It's true. Our love language.
And I think it can be overwhelming because you can also disappear into the fact that you're like, well, all the food is trying to kill us now because it's highly processed and everyone's you can definitely you can be like, the water's all contaminated and the food is bad, and if I get grapes they're gonna have something sprayed on them, there's it's that perfection. It's coming back to that. It's coming
Molly's
back.
Trying to steal Kara's microphone.
It's coming back to that idea of perfection. I can't do Whole Foods because I don't know how to do it right, or because it's still gonna be bad for me. Why even try? What do I buy?
And is a microwave gonna kill?
Yes, exactly.
Right?
So
I think, by the end of the day is you're doing the best you can do.
Yeah.
You're doing the best with what you've got, with your budget, your situation, and the time that you may have, or the time that you choose to make. You just can't overthink it, I think, when it comes to food.
That's how I feel about parenting too. I'm like, if you're trying your best and you're a pretty good parent 80-90% of the time, like, you're gonna have some
80-20 rule.
80-20 rule. If you're like a really great parent for 80% of the time, maybe they won't even remember that other 20%.
I mean, let's hope. Of course they're not. They're gonna remember the 20%.
They'll just remember the 20%.
I feel shockingly excited.
I do too about eating now.
About my choices, and God, I just really like to make everything so hard and such a struggle that it's a challenge for me to accept that it could be easy and I could be successful, right? Like there's something, I'm not one of those people that is, listen, I like myself a lot, and I'm not like one of those people that's like, I can't succeed, and like I don't. But clearly, there's a little part in the journey. Maybe it's in my lower inner toe that says it's too much. You can't do it. And now we know that we can do it. You're saying it.
What I'm walking away with today is I'm excited to be present with food as an experience. That's one of the things I'm really walking away with. The things that we're hearing in multiple places, like 80-20, drinking water, like I'm walking away with that.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing that I'm walking away with is trying to go more towards the whole foods and representing protein at every meal throughout the day. What is the best way to get in touch with you if anyone wanted to work with you?
Good question. I would suggest first emailing. So emailing me at the gym. So on the gym's website, www.granitefnp.com. I'm the main contact for the gym. Anyone has questions in terms of memberships and sports performance and all of that, I'm pretty sure there's a contact us button on the website.
Why does it say FNP after it? Granite Fitness
and Performance. It's just too long, I guess.
It's just
FNP, Fitness and Performance.
But my email will be best. So it's Kara@granitefnp.com.
Is it N, like the letter N, or A and? Okay, F and P. Okay, that's good.
And we'll add a link.
We'll put a link.
We'll put to it. And I think really what we can do today as we go on to our world is remember it's about consistency, not perfection.
We usually do a review at the end. Do you have 3 good options for protein shake?
I do. Good question.
Okay, because we...
Look at that.
She is ready.
I'm suggesting increasing protein. And protein powder is going to be the easiest to start because whole foods keep you, they're hard to digest, they have to break down. So I like to call protein shakes or, protein powder like ABC gum, like our gum. So it's easier on your gut, your body. It's not going to, usually it's not going to bloat you if you're going to eat 30 grams of steak or 30 grams of protein in steak, right? Compared to protein powder. Protein powder is going to digest faster because it's already been chewed.
I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one. So depending on budgets, that's why I have a couple ones. Number 1 would be Transparent Labs. So Transparent Labs is a grass-fed whey, and I'm a firm believer in grass-fed, and especially with us women, anything antibiotics, any of the hormones, it's going to mess with our system. So if we can afford it and make changes to the budget, then I would go with that. And a lot of times too, the grass-fed options aren't going to create any bloating or do any kind of cause any distress to your gut versus
this is great to know because I bloat like a mofo.
So it's the way it's processed. So grass-fed, Transparent Labs. Levels is another good grass-fed whey protein.
We'll put a link to all these.
Definitely, and I just get mine on Amazon.
Right.
When it comes to plant-based, there's a couple that I'd recommend that I've had, that I've seen. One would be Truvani. Truvani is a good plant-based protein, but you've got to make sure the plant-based proteins are complete. So it means it has all the essential amino acids. Otherwise, it's not going to be treated as a protein source chemically in your body, like with whey protein. Just Ingredients is a brand of protein powder too. And again, there no gums, none of the stuff that's going to negatively affect your digestive system, your gut microbiome, bacteria, the good bacteria that are living in your gut.
Biome is like a whole podcast on itself. We're gonna have to do biome soon. That's amazing. Thank you so much,
Kara.
We're gonna add
beautiful.
Thanks so much.
Keep that.
Thanks so much, Kara. Having you with us today was lovely.
I learned so much. I'm really excited about the fire metaphor too. Keeping your fire burning all day.
That and
I'm going to visualize that.
Yeah, that and the dehydration for sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm walking away with amazing, life-changing things. And I did keep their swearing to a minimum. So I'm going to say that's fucking awesome.
I think I swore more than you. Oh, geez.
Why was that a goal today?
Possible.
I know.
Never even occurred to me to try to do that.
Since this is attached to a business, I am trying. Maybe you could swear a little less.
Oh, well, no one mentioned that to me, and I have no recollection of what I said at any point.
No,
you two did great.
We kept it clean.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, don't forget when you go into the world today, be a fucking fabulous
Flawed Femme.
That
was great.